Oh, me. All right. It says I'm live. Hope I am. Hi, everybody. I hope everybody can see me and hear me good. I'm experimenting with a couple of different cameras and computers and different things like that. And hopefully, everything comes through loud and clear. We'll see in a few minutes, I guess, get a few people on here and see how things start rolling. Oh, me. I'm just enjoying myself up here at my studio. Not nothing fancy, of course. This is where I do my broadcast with my. Uh, well, hey Jamie, hey Zach, hi guys. Is everything coming through nice and clear? I'm trying to experiment and do a few different things. Hope you can hear me good and everything. I've got a different microphone. Can you hear me? I can't tell if this microphone's good or not. Ah, cool. Got you make America great again, or just Trump. All right, is the volume good and everything? Uh, I haven't been playing with the settings. I kind of threw this together last minute and everything. Let me get this out of the way here. Uh, I threw this together. Hopefully it comes through loud and clear. I don't know. Good and clear. Okay, Walter, I appreciate that and everything. So everybody can see my old ugly mug here this morning. Then can you? Thought I would do it this way. Uh, I've been trying to experiment with a few different things, and this seems to be a pretty good setup. Yeah, yeah, take America back again. That's what it says. Okay, that's what we need to do. We need to take America back again. We need to take it back, and we need to be able to get rid of this DEI stuff that we have over here. We need to get rid of all these woke people that have just taken over for the past 4 years. We got men participating in girls sports and women's sports. I mean, we've got all kind of crazy things like that. We've got the economy that's gone to pot. I mean, we've got all kinds of things that have gone wrong, and we have a majority. You know, not a majority. We have a lot of crazy people out there that think Kamala is going to change something. She has been part of the problem. She has been a big part of the problem. Her Marxist ideas. I mean, her dad is a professor teaching Marxism. I mean, how more uh, evident is it that she has those ideas planted in her head that she wants a Marxist type idea? She wants America to be dependent. She wants the government to tell you everything to do. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, we don't need people like that. Yep, drill, baby, drill. Let's get some oil. Let's get us back where we're dominant in the world as far as oil. I mean, things like that we need to be able to do. And oh, how's Jim? Jim's fine. Jim's been on vacation. Jim took off winds. He's been. They went up to Mount Airy, North Carolina, with his camper, and he's up there at Mayberry. Basically, that's where Andy Griffin's from, is up at Mount Airy, North Carolina, and they have those all the things up there at Mount Airy about Andy Griffith and all that sort of stuff, and it's a nice community, a small community. It's getting larger. I mean, it's not small, but it's a moderately small town, and it's but it's got a lot of tourist attraction type thing. Got the snappy lunch and all that sort of stuff up there. But a lot of people like going up there and kind of reminiscing how things used to be. And that's the problem with the world right now. We've got too many crazy things going on. Oh yeah, we need to get our rights back because think about it. Think about how I mean people have got a short memory. They need to remember how locked down that the Biden administration let the country get into with when they had a little bit of control, when the drug companies and Biden and Kamala and all of them had some control, they tried locking the United States down. They were going to tell you what to do. They weren't going to let you do things. They were going to tell you what you could and couldn't do. I mean, I want my freedom. I want freedom. I don't want some person telling me the government's going to take care of you, so you just stay back and you don't do anything because the government needs to do it. That's not the way it works. That's not the way I want America to work. I want America to work with freedom. I want freedom to be able to move around. I want freedom to be able to uh, visit with people I want to visit and see people I want to see. I don't want somebody to say, well, you can't go to church this week because there's too many people there. Or you can't go to this ball game because there'll be too many people there and you could get a disease or something. If I get a disease, I get a disease. If I get something happens to me, it happens to me. I mean, that has been happening since the start of time. So, we're not going to be able to put you in a glass bubble or a plastic bubble and keep you protected from every thing out there. I mean, that's not going to happen. I don't want it to happen. I want to have freedom. I want to be able to have freedom to walk around and do the things that I want to do. I want to be able to I want to be able to see people I want to see, go places I want to go, and do things like that. And if we let the Democrats get back in and do what they want to do, they're going to shut us down to nothing. I mean, Zach's on here. He can tell you what happened in Australia. I mean, they took their guns away in Australia. And, I don't think there's very well, I don't know all the extent of the guns, but they took a lot of the guns away. And then they locked down people. They locked them down in Australia, and it was terrible. So I wouldn't want that. I wish that on anybody. And you know, the government does not need to control you, and that's what you're going to get when you get the Democrats back in. Hey, Joy, how are you? Yeah, I am juking today. Actually, I'm. Let me type that in here right quick because at noon today I'm going to be doing jukinoldies.com. Let me see if I can get down here on the chat part here. I'll put that on here. It's jukin oldies. Let me spell right. .com. Yeah, just go to that on your computer or your phone or what. There's actually an app if you got an iPhone or if you've got Android. You can go on there and get an app that will actually bring the jukebox up, and you can click on that and you can hear the stream. It's streaming technology and everything, so it goes worldwide and everything. But Zach will be in bed by the time Zach won't be able to hear it. He'll be sound asleep. He'll have to catch me some afternoon when I'm on or something like that, or late at night, which would be early for him or whatever. Oh, I know it. New York's getting a little smarter in some areas, I think, because they're seeing all the lockdown and Holcomb out there. She loves the lockdown stuff too, so she's all about that too. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know you couldn't get brake clean. Huh? Yep, they're taking your gas stoves away. All kind of crazy things. Yep. But I hope you're doing good up there in New York, Joey. I hope everybody's doing good all over. I mean, we've got them in Michigan and we got them in Florida. And I don't know where Jamie's at. Jamie's either in Massachusetts or Florida. Jamie, you got to tell me where Jamie's on the go all the time. So him with his company and everything, you never know. And, but we need to, oh, you're going to try to get your class A. Okay. That'd be good. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good thing to have. Get your class A license. And I mean, I don't know what it is in New York. can you get to Class A without having to have a school? I mean, they have changed the rules on all that. I've I started to go back and renew now that my eye is better, that I've got better vision. I started to go back and review it and do it again, but I don't really need it. I can drive my truck. I mean, I'm not going to drive somebody else's tractor trailer truck. I just don't want to. And the only time I need it is using mine. And I used mine the other day. I used my Jim and I went and picked up a trailer for a friend and pulled it down here to down here close to my shop. But yeah, so if you can take the road test and get it, that'd be great. Yeah, and get your Class A. Yeah. Well, sometimes some of these places require driving school to if you want to get on as a truck driver. I know that. Either that or have experience. And how do you get the experience? You're going to have to find somebody that'll let you drive without. I mean, it depends on what you want to do, Joy. I mean, if you want to work for a major carrier, I mean, if you get your Class A and you have your own truck or got somebody local that let you drive for them, then you don't need school, and then you can just get your experience, and you get 1 or 2 years experience. You're golden. It's that's the way it works down here. I mean, you don't have to have driving school to be able to qualify for as a truck driver, and but if you can prove your driving ability and take the test and everything for most of these corporations, if you've got the verifiable uh, driving experience, they'll usually take you. You've had your B for yeah. Yeah, I'd get off that automatic restriction. Although most trucks are automatics nowadays. I mean, most new. I I never did. I had one. No, I had two. I had two automatic trucks. Had trouble out of both of them. Didn't like them. But that's a different story. But that's what is the norm nowadays is automatic on most of them. I mean, there's still a lot of people that got straight drives. I personally only own straight. I've got a 10 speed and an 18 speed. I got my Volvo's an 18 speed with a N14. It's a house. It'll pull down a house. I mean, it's a house and a half. Got 500 and I think 530 horsepower and 18 speeds. It'll pull anything anywhere. It's something. Yeah. Well, like I said, use all your experience and everything, and you usually can come out ahead on stuff like that. But who knows? Blacktop. I, I don't understand what do you mean black? Okay. Yeah, I like 13 speeds too. I like the 18. I like the 18 speed. The 18 and the 13 are very similar. I mean, you're just the only uh, advantage of an 18 speed is you can split the low side, and 13 speed you can only split the high side. I mean, that's the main difference is just being able to split the low and high with an 18. And so, if you're pulling something that's really really heavy and you need to get it going good, then the 18 speed is better because you can split those gears and not bogged down if it's really really heavy or really really tough. But other than that, the 13 and 18 on the open road are basically the same transmission because you're rarely are you going to be only probably 5% of the time are you going to be on the low side anyway. You're going to be on the high side, and basically the high side on an 18 and a 13 are the same ratios and the same splits. So you basically have the same transmission. Like I said, the only advantage for it is the when you're splitting the low side. If you've got something like I said, it's really really heavy, and you're in an area that you've got to get up to speed pretty good, then the 18 speed's pretty good because you can maintain your RPMs and really go through the transmission good. That's the only reason I like it. And and that's the reason I keep my 18 speed is because in case I'm doing something sort of rugged, and it's good for rugged work. And hopefully that's the difference that I like. But other than that, I mean, and you don't invariably you can make an 18 like a 13. I mean, you don't have to split the low side. I mean, the low side is just there to split if you want to. But I mean, normally when I'm driving an 18 speed, I drive it like a 13. In other words, I go through the first 5 gears, then go to the high side, and then I go through that. And even in a 13 and 18, I don't split every gear on the high side unless I need to. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, most of them you'll see are 10 speed. Now, the one that uh, oh gosh, I used to have a 10. So I'm trying to think what's it called. It splits every gear on the 10 speed. I'm trying to think what it was called. It's like a super 10. That's what it is. Yeah, I had a super 10, and then you split every gear on that, either that or skipped them, and you learn where to skip, when not to skip. I liked it pretty good. I mean, it was uh, you you would flip back down to ninth like you would on a 13 with the button, as opposed to shifting. So that's the similarity and everything, but it didn't have enough ratio difference that I don't know. I always yearned for a 13 when I had a Super 10. So I I mean but that is a transmission that's out there. I don't think you see that much anymore. I rarely have seen a Super 10, but I had a couple of them during my years and everything. But it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. Well, the EV stuff, people are. I actually saw my first Tesla truck yesterday. Yes, my son and I were actually at a place in it was called the Ham Fest, Shelby Ham Fest. We went over there to check out they have a lot of electronic stuff and everything like that. And there was a guy over there, and he's actually got a website called EV Dave. I haven't gone on his website yet, or his YouTube channel, but he does YouTube channels about electric vehicles. He's from he's from Virginia, and he was down there, and he had his Tesla truck, showing people that. And my son and I, we stopped over and looked at that. It's interesting. Uh, for the price, though, to me, I, I can't see it. I mean, it's just too much. I mean, and and until they get the charging stations, uh, I might stop and get a. I tell you what, let me go back here. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm convenient now. I've got a refrigerator back. My throat's a little bit raspy, so I'm gonna step back here to my big refrigerator, and I'm gonna get me a water. How convenient! Ain't that cool? But I'm still working on my studio here. I've got to cover this back wall and a couple of these walls here. I've got some soundproofing that I bought. I hadn't put it up yet. Looks like the eggshell cartons, and I'm going to put that up and try to soundproof it in here because I am doing radio work in here. As you can see with my mixer, I got my mixer over here, and of course I'm on my computers right in front of me here. But hopefully, like I said, I'm coming through. Am I coming through loud and clear, guys? I'm curious. Like I said, I switched up today. I'm using a different microphone, a different camera, and everything. Yeah, this is my man cave. That's what it is. I like it. It's Loud and clear there. Okay, well, good, good, good. I mean, that's what I'm shooting for. But yeah, this is my man cave, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, thank you, Walter. Okay, yeah, I'm just I got to get enough lighting. I changed the overhead lights to LED. I need to get a few more lights in here and be able to. These lights, LED back here, are sort of yellowish looking. I can see on and they flicker a little bit. So I don't know. I may have to eliminate them when I'm doing the broadcast. I don't know. You have to kind of play around with things like that. But hopefully it's coming through loud and clear. I'm trying to give a good show each time, and so far so good. Like I said, I've changed my camera back up. I'm using the one right ahead, so and I'm using a bigger screen so I can see the text better. When I'm using my laptop, sometimes I had to squint to see these old eyes are getting tough, so I had to squint to see it. But right now I can see real good, and I can see everybody's text and not look funky looking, uh, going from screen to looking up and down and everything like that. So hopefully that's coming through loud and clear. I hope the colors look okay, but all you're going to see is an old brown door back here or right here. That's the door that folds down on the back of the trailer. Of course, we got the trailer backed up against the wall and got it locked so nobody can open this back door, so it's protected. But eventually, like I say, in the near future, I'm gonna have it with that soundproofing on it. So you'll see a black soundproofing on it, hopefully, and hopefully that I don't know how much is there much echo in this. I don't know right now. I mean that this is a. I mean I'm in a metal trailer, so I mean I assume that I'm probably going to get some sort of echo effect, or I don't know. Is the sound sounding good? Uh, you hear no echo or no, okay, no tinny sound. That's good. That's good. That's what I'm after. I'm hoping to, you know, keep it sounding decent and everything and all that sort of stuff. Let me get another drink of water. Y'all just go ahead and continue to talk. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad there's no echo or anything, and I'll try to keep everything rocking and rolling over here in Cherryville, North Carolina. If anybody's wondering where I'm at right now, uh, but getting back to that Tesla truck, it was pretty neat to see. But I asked him how much he paid for that one, and that I think he said, with all the options he got, it was like 121,000. Well, of course, this guy can afford it. He, from what I understand, he sold his. He had a couple of companies. He had a patent on something, and sold it to Motorola, and then Motorola bought his company too. So he's well off. He can afford EVs with no problem. Yeah, $121,000 golf cart. And to some people that's what it is. But he was showing all the different ways, and uh, the inconvenience to me. I mean, when I'm out traveling and I'm going somewhere, after I've gone 200 or 300 miles, I don't want to have to decide. Well, I've got to go exactly to this exit and exactly to this spot to get my fuel. And that's what you have to do with the Tesla or any of them. Tesla has a better, has more charging stations than a lot of places. Of course, like he said, the majority of he charges his at home, and then he goes, 200 or 300 miles and doesn't worry about it. And that would be the ultimate thing. If you could get, it would be nice if you could charge it and go 500 miles, but you only get 200 or 300 miles, and then you're at the mercy of, charging at one of the charging stations that Tesla has. And of course, I asked him yesterday. I said, with all that EV stuff, I wonder how many Joe Biden has put up, and the answer is zero. Joe Biden has done crap. They spent billions of dollars And this is what you get with the Democrats. They spent billions and millions of dollars on their EV push, and they kind of snuffed or boohooed Elon, who is the best, who has the best record of EV of anybody, because he bought Twitter, because he took out one of their voices. The government kind of shunned him. They did everything they could for all the other car makers and everything, but did nothing for Elon. And Elon's the one that's still flourishing because he's got a product that actually works. But and here Biden spent all these billions of dollars on these EV charging stations and everything. And like I said, they don't have any. I think they said they have one or two in the Northeast. They should have had thousands, but instead they don't even have 100. They don't even have 50. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, Joe who? Yeah, that's what the Democrats are saying too. They Joe and who? And Kamala? Oh no, just Kamala now. It's just Kamala now. It's not Joe and Kamala. It's just Kamala. But they want to distance themselves from their record. That's for sure. They want to distance themselves. My color on my screen looks a little funky. I don't is the color fading in and out a little bit. I don't know if it's the camera or if it's my screen here, or it could be this background light. I don't know. Let me see if let me change this background light. I'm gonna turn it off. I may be too dark there. I don't know. I need a little bit of light, but that light flickers a little bit. I'm gonna have to play around with that. I'm gonna have to get me a lighting director up here, I guess. The color's fine. Okay. All right. It just may be on my end that I'm seeing the screen kind of change back and forth a little bit. Picture's good. Okay. All right. Well, that's what I'm after. I mean, I want to have a decent picture and audio when I'm doing these broadcasts. So y'all guys help me out and tell me the good, bad, the ugly, and everything. Check. Yeah, loud and clear. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Joy saying check, mic check, mic check. Yeah. This is Mike checking on it. That's what it is. But I've got to yeah, I have to do that. And of course this afternoon, all it'll be was audio. I'll be using this mixing board and these computers that I have in front of me. And that's where all the sound will come through. And I would demonstrate it here, but YouTube won't let me. So I just have to show you all my wires and my man cave and stuff like that here. And you have to imagine that. You just have to come on at 12 o'clock on jukeandoldies.com. And this guy right here will be doing the music and speaking too. I'll be talking to all my YouTube buddies if they're listening. Hey, Bull of the Woods, how are you? Yeah, it's top of the morning.
Definition of how do you do? A formal greeting.
Okay, Google talked to me just then. I got my Google right here, as you can. Okay, Google, weather. Well, it's not want to say.
Currently in Cherryville, it's 71 degrees and mostly cloudy. Today, there will be scattered thunderstorms with a forecasted high of 85 and a low of 68.
Okay, well, let's find out what it is where Joey lives, or close to where Joey lives. Okay, Google, weather, Albany, New York.
Currently in Albany, it's 71 degrees and cloudy. Today, it'll be sunny with a forecasted high of 86 and a low of 61.
Yeah, okay. Well, now let's find out where Zach lives. I don't know which town in Australia. Let's see. Okay, Google, weather in Australia.
Right now in Sydney, Australia, it's 66 degrees and clear. Tonight, the forecast is around 64 and clear.
Yeah, okay. He's getting a little bit warmer weather. Of course, he's getting into his spring. If Zach's still in here, he may be gone by now. But yeah, I have all these things here. Yeah, well, yeah, I heard about, that's these Ford Lightnings. I actually had I was going to get a Ford Lightning, thinking that that was the way to go, and then they kept increasing the prices. They jumped the prices twice from the time I initially was going to put my order in until they came out. I think they've dropped back down a little bit. I don't know, but they're not selling. And if you go out and buy one now, I think you have to get a 2023. I don't even think you can get a 2024 Lightning. I mean, they're trying to sell all their inventory right now, and it's it's a crazy thing. But I think if they could come out to me, if they could come out with a hybrid that was mostly electric, but had a hybrid motor in it also, because the hybrid motors are not very big, and basically it's a generator for the electricity. If they had something like that, that would be more acceptable to a lot of the public. I mean, in essence, if you could do something like that, and then you were on a trip and you wanted to have the gas engine to kick in and generate power for you, you could do that. And that's the way I would build it going forward. But a lot of them don't want to do that. And then that way you still have gas. You can stop at a gas station, fill up your gas and everything. But of course, maybe they don't want to mix gas and those lithium ion batteries. I don't know. That'd be a huge fire, I guess. I mean, there's all kind of situations like that. But to me, when you look at big boats and everything, they have these huge diesel engines on there that are making electricity for the generator. I mean, for the electric motors that are actually making the ships move. I mean, people see the diesel engines, and that's the technology that's been in place for 60 years. I mean, they've been doing locomotives and big ships have been doing a hybrid type electric setup for 50 or 60 years. And why we don't move that technology over to the cars is beyond me, because to me, that is the smartest thing. Use it hybrid wise. I mean, they already know how to build a hybrid car, but build an electric car with a hybrid engine so you could go places you wanted to go and you wouldn't be subjected to going to charging stations. And if you got an option of saying, hey, I'm going to charge or not charge, but most people don't want the inconvenience of sitting around 30 or 40 minutes waiting on something to charge. I mean, I know that's the way to go, but in other words, basically, to me, if I had one, I would love to have it. I'd say electric, you plug it in at home, you get it so you got 400 or 500 miles or 300 miles of service or wherever you're going. And then you've got that backup motor and you can go. Now, my daughter actually has a hybrid. She has one of the Hyundais, and it gets about 40 something miles to the gallon. I mean, it's great. It's great. And we like it. It's been doing good. It's had a 10-year warranty. It's about to expire because it's a 2015. So we've had it almost 10 years and no issues with it. So, that technology is pretty good. And I'm not opposed to, good technology. I'm just opposed to control. When we have over control, which the Democrats won't, that's what I'm against. Oh, I know it. It's crazy how much inflation that we have gotten because of the last 4 years of the current administration, of how much we've gotten in cars, how much more they cost, how much everything has gone up dramatically. I mean, terrible. I mean, if people would think back how bad it is in comparison to 2020 before the pandemic hit, I mean, we were getting pretty good, and I think Trump was on a tailspin. He should have gotten reelected easily. The pandemic, they were able to blame that on him. They were able to blame a lot of the problems on him, It wasn't. He did his best. He was actually the one that uh, got the vaccine started quick, and then unfortunately, when the vaccine got out there, then the administration got took over by the big pharma companies. The big pharma companies saw their way in, and they wasn't going to let go, and they still don't want to let go. And then they controlled all the media, so they said, "Well, we'll just pump all this into the media, and we'll make the media be on our side that you got to get these shots." And then they were all behind the mandates and everything else. So all that played into the big pharma, and then big pharma just uh, fed all these people and just pumped all this money into broadcasting. Broadcasting just sucked it up, and that's what we got. That's what we got. It's crazy situation. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, diesel fuel. When I got out, I was getting it in the $2 range. Like it was like $2.50 or 2.10 or something like that. And I told one of my drivers, and he was wanting to vote Democrat. He was uh, a guy that uh, I just I had him on a I had to go pick him up on a trip, and we got talking politics. And I told him, I said, trust me, I said, fuel will be $4 a gallon. Diesel fuel will be $4 a gallon if Biden goes in. Well, it was less than a year, and it got up to $4 a gallon. Less than a year, and I wanted to tell that guy I never could meet up with him again. I'd already sold out, but I mean, he said, "Oh no, no, it ain't gonna be like that. There, it's gonna be better." And I said, "No, it won't." And I saw the handwriting on the wall, and he just didn't believe me, but it was. That's how it was dramatic, and people need to remember that. People that had to buy a lot of stuff. I mean, I had to buy a ton of fuel. I mean, my fuel costs went up, doubled. I mean, it's terrible. I'm glad I got out. Glad I got out. Yep, that's what they want to say. It's all Trump's fault, isn't it? Yeah, that's what they say, Jamie. Yeah, yeah. Horizontal and tampon Tim. Yeah, they'll straighten everything out. Horizontal Kamala, and everybody knows why you call him horizontal. She has gotten her way up by being on her back. That's what basically what it amounts to. Go look at the picture. She was with Montel Williams. She was with uh, what was the no, the DA out in San Francisco, Willie Brown. She was Willie Brown's mistress. She was going to screw around with anybody and everybody that would boost her up. I mean, she was a nobody, and then she slept her way to the top. Yeah, I know it, and that's the problem. That's the problem. I mean, I don't know where the purity of Kamala comes in. The joy, the joy, as they want to say. Nothing's joyous to me about her. She. I mean, even Willie Brown, who promoted her and helped her get. Well, he hates her now too. I asked Willie Brown, the former was he mayor? He wasn't a mayor of San Francisco, was he? I forgot what he had. He had a title or so out there, but he definitely got screwed over by screwing over with her. But that's a whole different thing. Yeah. Oh, I know it. There's no purity in her. I mean, she can run down Trump all she wants to. That lady has been on the backside of a lot of evil things and gotten away with a lot of stuff. Yep. Yeah, I know it. And that's the thing. I mean, these people that want to think that she's the new answer. I mean, hey, wake up. She wasn't doing anything for 4 years. She fired half her, well, not half. 80% of her staff left because they couldn't stand to work for her and because she was just so bitchy and everything. So it is. Okay, Speaker of the House in California. Okay, I knew it was something. I couldn't remember what it was, but Willie Willie got screwed over by his mistress, didn't he? I mean, she played him like a deck of cards. I mean, that was it, plain and simple. And I think she's played a lot more people too. Yeah, I know it. Her staff couldn't stand her. I mean, and you can look at. I mean, you can look at her and you can tell she's that type of woman. And I I would fear to have her as a chief executive of the United States. I would not want her as the president, that's for sure. But all these, what you've got all these Democrats and all these different people that want to, oh, we're gonna put in the first woman and the first black woman. And like Trump says, your mother is Indian. So she's half Indian. Her father was Jamaican, and Jamaicans are black a lot, but they're not 100%, the same black like Black America. So she is a mix of Jamaican and Indian. Now she's not a Southern black person or a Northern black person. She can't get in. I mean, she gets out and she does the Hillary pretend I'm a black soul sister, and she ain't that. But that's a whole different situation. Oh yeah, she never went to. I don't know if she's even been to the border yet, but yet she's using the wall in her ads. Have you noticed that? She's showing the border wall. Well, what she needs to show is all these people going over the Rio Grande and swimming over the Rio Grande and getting in and coming across into Texas and everything. She don't want to show that. She doesn't want to show all the millions of people that have illegally crossed over. And now we got those gangs. Y'all, I know everybody's seen the news reports of those gangs, those Venezuelan guys that have taken over an apartment complex in Denver and just terrorized the people out there. And I know it, but she anybody who thinks that she's going to control the border, I think the polls show that about 80% of the people in the United States think Trump will do a better job at the border. That Trump would do a better job. But what gets me is they say 80% of the people do that, but then you still got these crazies that say, well, he'll do a better job, but I'm still going to vote for Kamala. And now, where's the mindset on that? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, she doesn't control anything. She's not controlling anything except with the news media. And Trump has already said now that he's not going to debate her on the ABC unless she does the Fox one too, because she she's wanting to say, well, I'll do it anytime, anywhere, but she doesn't want to do the Fox report, and Trump doesn't want to do the ABC because he's got a lawsuit against uh, George Snuffenopoulos, he calls him, and all kind of different things. But yeah, you know, little George, who was a Clinton guy, you know. Yeah, Trump looked at the news reports. He's saying now that he's not going to debate her on ABC unless she does the Fox, and because and that's really fair. That's what I'd say too. Hey, I'll debate you, but you're going to do my debate and your debate because ABC owns CNN. You saw what CNN did the other night. CNN, throw a couple softballs out there. Say, ask her a few things. Don't follow her up on these questions. Try to make her look good. Give her the right questions, and she was probably she probably had the questions beforehand. I guarantee that those were not they probably said, "Here's your notes, Kamala. Study these. This is what we're going to ask." You know, who believes that that was a fair, and it was an edited interview anyway, so they clipped out anything that they didn't want you to see. I mean, how do you have a sit down edited interview? I mean, that's a joke in itself. Oh yeah, Obama. Hey, here's Obama. He's going, Kamala, do this. He's got the strings up there. That's his little puppet. So let's see, Kamala. Let's go over here. Trot over here. Let's trot over there. Do your thing. Yeah, I don't doubt it in the least that he'll reel her in, and that sort of stuff. So it is what it is, guys. I mean, we've got about 60 days, I think, to get this straightened out, and I hope we can. I hope the United States. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight right down to the wire, and I hope the crazies. And I know everybody has probably argued with somebody on Facebook or something, and I have. I mean, you can't convince these Kamala people to change their mind. You can't. The only thing we can hope for is the people that are independent can say, "Hey, here's my two choices. Do I want to go back uh, and do more of the same I've been doing for the past 4 years, or do I want to go back to what Trump had us under, where times were way better, prices were reasonable, things like that?" I mean, it's going to take a while for Trump to get it turned around, but he will turn it around and just stop the craziness, stop the women getting, you know, messing up with women's sports and letting the men go in and stopping, Tampon Tim from putting tampons in the boys' bathrooms, crazy things like that. Tampon Tim, who let his cities burn to the ground because he had control. He could have got the National Guard out in Minnesota, but no, he didn't want to do it. He let the George Floyd crazies, and that's what you've got. You got all the George Floyd crazies that the original Black Lives Matter people that went out there and burned all this stuff down, and there were a lot of the Antifa people and stuff like that, the crazy people that just did stuff like it. We didn't do anything against them, but gosh, don't let anybody on the right protest in the least little bit. Oh boy, you're radical. If you're going to protest a school board election or to protest something about books or something that's been done to your child, oh, you can't do that because we tell you what to do with your child. That's what the Democrats want. Thank goodness in Virginia they turned a lot of that around. Now if we can turn the United States around like they did in Virginia, which was predominantly Democrat. I mean, they enough Democrats realize we don't need this crap. Yeah, I mean it is a crazy situation. Well, guys, I've been on here about 50 minutes, about to ruin my voice, and I got to use it this afternoon. So I've got to keep this keep this larynx working here. So I'm gonna get off before I ruin my speaking voice. I've already got it kind of scratchy, but I've enjoyed it this morning. Let's get out and get people voting in the right manner and get this crazy crap stopped if we can. So I'll see you around, guys. Y'all take care. See you next Sunday. Check me out this Sunday too, if you can, on jukinoldies.com. Yep, get my mouse started. Here it is. See you guys.